Hello.
Hi.
And welcome back once again to Wheel Takes, a podcast about the Wheel of Time, a series of fantasy novels written by Robert Jordan and completed by Brandon Sanderson. My name's Gus. I've read all of them.
And I'm Allie, and I have read up to the end of Knife of Dreams.
Yeah, this podcast only contains spoilers for what Allie's already read. And again, today that's going to be everything up to and including the end of Knife of Dreams, which is quite the thing.
Wow. I know, I'm finished with all of Robert Jordan's books.
Well,
All of the Wheel of Time Robert Jordan books.
all of the books that Robert Jordan was the sole contributing author for.
All right, well, there you go.
Yeah. I already did the intro. Yeah, how do you feel about that? It's a
little melancholy.
It is melancholy.
I'm excited to see what Brandon Sanderson brings to the table because I've heard a lot about the Brandon Sanderson of it all. So I'm excited to kind of dive into his work on the Wheel of Time, but I'm sad to be leaving Robert Jordan behind.
We have been with him for
4 years?
more than that. We started in late 2019.
That's
5 years.
wild.
4.5, call it.
That's really wild.
Yeah, it's now of course that doesn't mean that the next 3 books are purely Sanderson. We've talked about that. It's very much an interweaving, appropriately enough, of the 2 writers. But yeah, it's always an interesting feeling to finish Knife of Dreams for the first time.
Yeah. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to be getting closer to the end.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's-
I'm really within spitting distance at this point.
You'd think. I mean, you still
Yeah,
have 3,000 pages to go.
It says I'm 72% of the way through the series.
The full series ebook, which includes New Spring, by the way.
Is it at the beginning or
It's
at
at
the
the
end?
beginning of it.
Okay, so I am 72% of the way through.
Yeah. So you've got roughly a little under a third of the books left.
Wow. So what's our calculations for when we'll be done with this thing?
I think I've long said about
a year
2
and a
more
half?
years
2 years?
ish. Yeah, a little under 2 years maybe. I mean, it's really hard to use what we've done so far as a metric because 2 of the 12 books we've read, we did extremely fast. Right? We did Crossroads in 1 week, and we did Eye of the World in 4. So trying to find any kind of comparison point to do like proportionally doesn't work.
Yeah.
I once made a forecast assuming we would do 2 episodes a week for the rest of the series. Obviously that didn't happen.
Were we supposed to be done by now?
No, I don't remember what it turned out to be. We're so far off it now, it doesn't matter anymore. But I would guess about 2 years,
Okay.
give or take, which is weird to think about.
It is weird.
Anyway,
Weird times.
we're not going to do all 5 chapters today.
No, this is going to be part 1 of our finale.
Finale part 1, finale part 2. What'd you think of the end here?
Well, first of all, wait. Important, before we talk about anything else, I got double bingo.
You did get double bingo.
Double bingo all the way across the
Petey.
sky.
Petey is here to celebrate
Yeah,
double bingo.
yeah.
Petey, you want to lie down?
So intense.
There you go, what a guy.
Petey. Oh, he did a big groan.
Yeah, 2 bingos, Allie, and I gotta say, I was on tenterhooks last week to see whether you were going to swap away a bingo or add a bingo,
Yeah.
because you were thinking about moving Elayne becomes queen.
Well, I was thinking about it, but then I thought I'll feel really stupid if I do move it and then it happens because it feels like it still could be a thing that occurs.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm going to keep that there. And I was really not confident that we'd be seeing Swan and Gareth Bryn again
No.
for that book. So I was like, I'm definitely going to get rid of that one and come up with something else. Thank goodness I did because I got double bingo. I'm so happy.
Yeah, I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I'm really glad that it occurred to me that there was possibly still time for Matt and Tuon to get together.
Mm-hmm. And now you get to make a new sheet.
And now
for next book.
Oh, I got to think about that.
I know. We got a lot coming up.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, now I'm thinking, what could I possibly what's being set up right now? Like what I'm trying to think. I mean,
Well,
Egwene's still got all this tower stuff going on.
We've got time to get into that as we finish Knife of Dreams, but we've got a few things to talk about. We've got a few chapters to address. Some significant events happening. How'd you feel about the end here? In addition to the fact that you got 2 bingos.
I feel great. I mean, Elayne is on the throne. Yep. My girl is where she should be, her rightful place. Okay. Then I remembered that Matt and Tuon are married.
They are, yes.
And we have peace with the Sean-Jan.
It's temporary. Matt is pretty sure the next time he sees them, it'll be on opposite ends of the battlefield.
I'm concerned that it won't be.
I understand your concern.
Maybe he's in a position to change the infrastructure.
Well, what's his title now?
Prince of Ravens, which I love.
Yeah, he is the Prince of the Ravens.
The Prince of Ravens title.
A very
so cool.
A name that is commonly used. I know.
I've seen people
monikers
being called the Prince of Ravens and stuff. So now I have context for what that means.
Yes, that is Matt Cawthon.
I had started to suspect it might be a Matt thing as I started to form my Tuon theory. By the way, I'm right about that, but I have been right about that. Yeah. I'm feeling like Birgitte and Gaidel Kane, they'll find a way to fix that for me.
Hopefully. That's pretty sad otherwise.
It's horribly sad. I got really upset in the car the other day when we were listening, realizing that she's losing her memories of him.
Yeah, it's really depressing.
That's the worst thing.
Yeah, it's really, really
depressing.
There's
a lot of worst things, but that is up there.
It's very much up there.
Saddest, worst things. Let's see. What else?
Really, these chapters were pretty much all Matt, except for the one interlude.
I did take notes.
I'm excited. I like how Robert freaked us with the okey doke, where he went Elayne, Furyk, Karede, Elayne.
I thought that was an interesting choice.
He freaked us with the okey doke.
He was like, he freaked me with the okey doke for sure, because I was sitting there going, are we done with Elayne? And thank God I stuck with my druthers. Because my druthers are never wrong. And if they are, it is Robert Jordan who is wrong.
You don't want to have to switch to your other druthers.
They're in the wash. What?
I'm trying to think of more things that rhyme with druthers. Nothing rhymes with druthers. Brothers. Jinx. Fuck!
Oh my God. We're divorcing.
No, we're not.
Smothers.
Mothers. Wow, there's a lot of things. I am not operating at peak capacity. We've been staying up very late recently, so I'm not operating at peak capacity mentally. Although I'm done with the COVID. That was not fun. We already said Smothers. Allie, shall we just dive right in?
Yeah.
8 minutes and change into the podcast.
That's pretty fast for us, actually.
It is. To chapter 34?
Yep.
Chapter 34, A Cup of Calf, I believe, is what this chapter is called.
I said.
Also known as the shortest fucking chapter of all time.
I've been trying to think of a joke about... I'm reading my notes.
Yes.
I've been trying to think of a joke about Kareen just suddenly crashing the POV party randomly. Guess I've been caring too much.
His name is Karede.
Listen to what my
Kareen.
next... Listen to what my next note is.
Great.
I just found out his name is Karede. I'm not changing my notes.
Good. I support you.
I was thinking about that joke for 45 minutes, and then I looked up, or however long it was, but it felt like 45 minutes. And I looked up and I went, what's his name again? After I wrote down the joke. And then you went, Karede. And I went, fuck. And then I went, I don't care.
Keep it.
Sean-Jan coffee date. Yes. I'm just imagining that the latte art absolutely fucks in Sean-Jan.
Yeah.
Say what you will, but those people know their way around some foam. I just believe that.
Mm-hmm.
The Sean-Jan just chilling at Central Perk.
I do love the fact that this is just the fucking Sean-Chan coffee interlude.
I was like, Jimmy, what are we doing? It is the end of the book, and we're doing a coffee break.
And write a coffee shop fanfic.
He has been playing with my feelings all book, and it is fraying the nerves.
It's great.
In the best way. But yeah, what else happened this chapter? He
Almost
was
nothing.
like, I'm
He
going to
has
go
a
get
meeting.
Tuon.
He has a meeting
He
with
has
the
a
guy.
meeting. They drink some coffee.
We are reminded.
He talks about how the coffee, he missed coffee.
Yeah, we are reminded of what are we reminded of? We're reminded of the situation with him and the other Shan Chan and all the dudes who want to kill Tuon, and also that the Death Watch Guard exists. By the way, I made the executive decision that Furyk Karede, in inheriting Alma Ratmore's mission, has also inherited Alma Ratmore's voice, because I want to continue to do Alma Ratmore's voice, which is the Foghorn Leghorn meets Daniel Craig's character in Knives Out, whose name I have forgotten.
Oh my God. What is his name?
Benoit Blanc.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah.
That is his name. Because I was like, you are the repository for all the memories of the two of us. You are the memory bank. I was like, you have to remember, because
it came back
I won't.
Eventually.
Thank God.
Yeah, this is a very short little check-in. It almost feels like it's more just to pass the time between two things happening to Elayne.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just like a tag, almost.
Yeah.
Furyk Karede tag.
Mm-hmm.
There's no joke I can make with that. I'm sure there is. Cup of Calf, that's the chapter logo. What is it?
It's a Shan Chan helmet.
Shan Chan helmet. Furyk Karede pressed his gauntleted fist to his heart, returning the sentry's salute, and ignored the fact that the man spat as he rode past.
As a quick aside, if anybody is feeling like nothing happens, this is my favorite chapter in the entire series, which happens sometimes. That's fine. I just mean there's not a lot for us to
Discuss.
Yes. Not that it wasn't an interesting chapter.
How are things going with Furyk Karede?
He's having a time, because he is obsessed with his boss. Once again, we have another man obsessed with his boss, but he's a little less annoying about it somehow.
I also understand this a little more than I do.
Well, he saw her grow up. There's like...
He's been her sworn bodyguard since she was basically born.
Yeah, so it's like he didn't raise her necessarily, but like...
He was protecting her
it's like
through her entire life.
he's a fun uncle.
Yeah, Uncle Furyk.
Uncle Furyk, Uncle Fucky himself.
Yeah.
Uncle Fucky Ducky himself. And he loves her, and he had her doll.
Yeah, and she remembered that he had her doll, and like she has a connection to him too.
So it wasn't one of those things where it's like, you know, your parents' friends see you again at a party after 10 years, and they're like, you were a lot smaller when I last saw you, and you're like, I have no recollection of you.
Yeah. Like it's worth noting here that I don't know if Alejandra knows anything about Gerard Arganda. I'm sure she does, but for the sake of the bit, we're going to say that Alejandra literally forgets Gerard Arganda's name, and I'm sure that's not true.
Well,
but, you know,
and Karede is not assuming that he cares more about Tuon. Well, first of all, he's had a family.
Yeah.
He's lost said family. Horrific.
Yeah.
Really upsetting. I'm sorry for him. But he's also like, I don't think, given that he like has a life outside of Tuon, that he would ever deign to assume that his like care for Tuon matters somehow more than a man's care for his spouse. In fairness to Arganda, the rumor at camp is that Perrin started stooping Elayne immediately after Fayo was kidnapped. So maybe his assumption that he cares more about Alejandra than Perrin does about Fayo could be correct in his mind.
Fun thing to note real quick, just to...
I'm never going to get over that Arganda thing.
Well, I know.
It'll be 3 years from now, and I'll be like, remember that guy? Fuck that guy.
Fun thing to note, going back really quick to Arganda, which brings me to Alejandra, which brings me to a charming tidbit about the series that exists in Robert Jordan's notes and nowhere else. She had a queer relationship with Sayanid at one point.
Who did?
Alejandra.
With Sayanid?
With Sayanid.
Why didn't we see it, Robert?
He had a note.
Why didn't we see it, Jimbert?
He put a note.
Give me the Savix.
He put a note in his notes that said Alejandra's bi and had a relationship with Sayanid, which has
Happy for
apparently
her.
spawned at least one fan fiction that is 75,000 words long.
I will be reading it.
Yeah. It's called The Rules of Scarcity. I haven't read it, and I cannot vouch for its contents.
75,000 words?
It is 75,000 words long. For reference, that is slightly shorter than the last battle chapter, which is slightly longer than the first Harry
So
Potter book.
many words.
Hashtag trans lives
How
matter.
do people write, as a screenwriter, how do people write so many words? So many words. Happy for them.
Anyway.
But, oh my God.
I just wanted to make sure that we commented, because Sayanid was one of the people who was there to rescue Alejandra and everybody else from the Shido.
Yes.
They could have kissed.
I just thought they could have kissed.
They could have kissed.
Where's my... this is literal by erasure.
Shall we press on with Furyk? This is a very loose, laid-back episode so far, and I'm kind of here for that.
I'm having a small flare-up.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be loosey-goosey, baby.
I love it.
Loosey-goosey. All right.
So Furyk,
Cuppa calf.
Karede is here. Ajimbora.
Tuon calls him Uncle Fucky Ducky.
His manservant Ajimbora murdered a dude because he thought that the dude had insulted Karede, and Karede was like, okay, let's take a breather.
That is a man who cares about his boss a little too much. It's too much. It's your boss. It's your boss.
There's no racking around. Why are there no racking around the Christmas tree?
Oh, I forgot about racking around the Christmas tree. Because they're all fighting Rodella Tiralda.
Yeah, Suroth fucked it all up. Because Suroth is very capable.
Competent.
Highly
She
threatening
and Elayne
villain.
are birds of a fucking feather.
Yeah. What is the political situation here with the Death Watch guards and everything else?
The political situation?
With the Death Watch guards, Tuon, the rest of the ever victorious army, all that good stuff.
Well, I mean, it's fine except for the fact that the Death Watch guard is looking for people who look like Tuon to murder them.
No, the Death Watch guard is not.
That's not what the Death Watch...
The Death Watch guard is these guys. They're Tuon's personal bodyguard.
Oh. I mean, everything is fine? No?
Karede is trying to find Tuon.
Uh-huh.
He knows that other people are looking for a girl matching Tuon's description
Yes.
to kill her.
Yes.
Right? And,
So they don't want to let him know where she is?
well, it's more that he just has to be very careful if he finds her, right?
Well, yes. That is true. I thought you meant that there was like a bigger situation than that.
No, I'm just making sure that we remember.
I mean, that's a situation. I'm not taking that away from him. It's just slightly more personal than the
It
larger.
is, yeah, for him, it's, yeah.
I thought there was, yeah. I guess that is a big issue. I'm not saying it's not a big issue. I'm just saying like, oh, I thought there was like another thing I had forgotten.
No.
I took that as such a given that I didn't even like think about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. But I thought that I had said.
You probably did. I just wanted to recap and make sure that we were on the same page.
Maybe you just didn't understand what I was saying.
I probably didn't.
That's possible.
So Karede goes in to have a meeting with some dudes, with a number of people in his camp. So sorry, I misspoke. Karede has taken his group of about 100 Death Watch guard and 20 gardeners. Which, by the way, have we talked about how cool that term is for Ogier soldiers?
It's so sinister.
It's so sinister. Like, listen, fuck the Shan-Chan. Yes, I know. Yes, fuck the Shan-Chan universally.
They're really good at branding.
They're really good at propaganda and branding.
We have to give their marketing team some props.
Yeah.
What do they call their marketing team?
It'd probably be something like Truth Speaker.
Yeah. Yeah. That's some propaganda bullshit right there.
So, he goes to meet with, there's this army of Shan-Chan guys, and he goes into their command tent because he's a fucking Secret Service agent for all intents and purposes and can kind of go wherever he wants. And they're all kind of glaring at him like, hey, what's up with you? It seemed everyone believed the filthy tale of guards' involvement with a girl pretending to be the High Lady Tuon and extorting gold and jewels from merchants. Likely they believed that other whispered tale about the girl, not merely vile, but horrific. No, that the High Lady was in danger of her life from the ever-victorious army itself went beyond horrific. That was a world gone mad. And it's like, well, they do. And she is.
We're in a world gone mad.
Unfortunately.
Let the Lord of Chaos rule.
That's what Taim says at the end of the book.
That's what I say too. Oh no, it's me.
So he comes in.
Oh, biggest stretch there ever was.
Fury Karede, I wish to speak to the commander of this camp. And they're like, oh, fuck, okay, what the hell do you want?
Is that any way to speak to Karede? Karede?
So what do they talk about?
I just read this.
Yeah.
Tuon?
No.
Tom Maryland.
Tom Maryland,
Oh
but
my
not
God.
quite Tom Maryland. Not quite Tom
Rent-free.
Maryland.
He lives rent-free in Kareed's head. It's hilarious.
Well, one-
He is jumping to conclusions faster than I am.
Wait. They have coffee. Karede is like, so I hear you guys are getting completely fucked. Like, just demolished on all
Just
sides.
annihilated bodily.
What's going on over there? You want to give me the 411? Give me the rundown? Give me the deets? Give me the news? Give me the info? Give me the haps? Give me the latest?
I just realized that 411 is a completely outdated term.
It is.
Like, no one would call 411
People don't
anymore.
tend to. I remember when I was a child, my parents would be like, "Oh, let's call 411 about it," and I'm like, "What?
What's 411?
Why?" And then I would, and I don't anymore. I bet it still operates.
It was like an information
Yeah.
service, right? Where that you could call and be like,
and like ask questions.
What's the capital of Peru? You know, when you need, because people would just sit around and not have the entire world at their fingertips, which is so wild to think about now, where, you know, we're sitting around and we're like, what's that actor who was in that thing? And once upon a time, you just wouldn't know. And you just live in that discomfort of not knowing. Because you know, like when you don't know something, it just bothers you. You're just like, I hate that I don't know it. Well, it's like on the tip of my tongue.
Fun little piece of Gus lore. Growing up, we had in one room of my house these 4 bookshelves that were pretty much full of reference books. So we had like a whole encyclopedia set, a bunch of dictionaries.
Well, you did back then. You had like encyclopedia sets and shit in your house.
Not uncommon, but we just called it the Wall of Knowledge.
I remember there was like a door-to-door salesman that came to our house and sold us encyclopedias.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Yeah, they like sold us encyclopedias and those like really nice leather, like gold leaf bound classics. Mm-hmm. Those books that were super fancy. My dad still has those in his house. And there were like so many of them.
And now we have Wikipedia. Support
and now we
Wikipedia.
Have Wikipedia.
Support Wikipedia. Give them money if you can. They're fucking great. On that note, speaking of publicly funded things, we're going to take an ad break. Welcome back. Okay, so yeah, this general says, over the last week there have been 4 sizable engagements and upwards of 60 ambushes, skirmishes, and raids, many quite large, all spread out across 300 miles. There must be 6 or 8 different armies involved on the other side. The night after the first large engagement saw 9 major raids, each 40 to 50 miles from the site of the battle. Not small armies either. At least not taken together, but we can't find them, and nobody has any eyeless idea where they come from. Whoever they are, they have the money, those Aes Sedai with them, and maybe those cursed Ashaman.
Right, the Aes Sedai have Damani with them?
No, so what army is this?
It's Matt's.
It's Matt's.
Yeah, but the Aes Sedai have Damani with them?
Damani, those Aes Sedai.
Oh. Because I was like, wouldn't they to you be the same thing?
Well,
kinda.
What do they actually? I mean, they have a couple.
Marath Damani is what they call them, right?
Yeah. Those who must be leashed is what they call them.
Which is just, how do you not think to yourself, I sound like a supervillain?
What does Matt actually have? Like, yeah, he has Teslin and Jolene.
Like, do you ever say something and you're like, I've had this happen to me before, where I've been like ranting about something or whatever, and I'm just like, oh, it is me who's wrong.
Yeah, that happens to me sometimes. Yeah. I've done that.
I know, now I sound like a bad man from a movie. Yep. Like, all of a sudden
like,
you
whoops.
go, oh, wow.
Oh, no, I'm the problem.
No, yeah, I'm the problem. And then you're like, I gotta go apologize to some people.
I gotta go fix some shit.
Yeah. And I'm like, how do they not have that as a nation level of self-awareness?
You'd think
The truth tellers are really telling in this freaking country.
What's
The devil works hard, but the propaganda and marketing team of the Sean Chan works harder.
What does Matt have in addition to Teslin and Jolene?
In addition to Teslin and Jolene,
can't really take part in these raids at all
because they don't feel threatened enough.
What does he have that's causing people to be blown apart? You read this half an hour ago.
Cannons.
No.
Oh. What does he have that's causing people to get blown apart? Ashman.
No.
No.
Oh, bud. You remember the battle? The battle that happens in a few chapters where there's Eludra's doing some stuff? And
yeah, it was cannons.
No, it's not cannons.
Did I misread?
Yeah.
What did she have?
Grenades.
Oh.
They're like,
you know what? That does make sense because at one point they're like, we're hiding the dragons. And I was like, isn't that the cannons? But then at that point I was so deep in the chapter, I was like, I'll figure it out from context.
I totally understand.
What they're throwing at them. And then I discovered that I did not actually discover that from context because I was like, oh my God, I'm so silly because I was sitting there. This is how bad my flare-ups get.
Buddy.
Because with my brain fog, or as they call it, cog fog, because they're going, I'm throwing these projectile things that explode at them. And I was like, cannons?
That's pretty funny. They're functional
Chronic
grenades.
illness can be funny.
It can be.
It can
very
be fun.
funny at times. They are functionally grenades. Matt has grenades.
It's like that time we went by the army surplus. And you
Go ahead. I like this story.
There are these stores that I had never seen before. I don't know how. I just never noticed them or whatever. But it said army surplus. And I was like, what do they sell at the army surplus? Cannons? And Gus laughed about that for like 6 miles on this drive. He thought that was the funny. And so now every time we drive by an army surplus, Gus goes, gotta go stop and get some cannons.
Yeah.
Well, you said it's stuff that the army doesn't need anymore. And I was like what? Cannons? Because I was like, what do they not need?
Stuff like, backpacks.
Like tents. Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
Right after I said cannons, I realized he means like tents and backpacks.
Yeah.
And
gear,
ropes.
equipment. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that makes sense in hindsight.
Yeah.
But the minute cannons was out of my mouth, there was nothing I could do.
There's no taking that back.
I had to lean into cannons.
You had to lean in. So the guy says basically we're getting demolished. There's got to be some massive force spread out across the countryside. And Karede is like, oh, okay, well, weird. All right. Well, you got to have prisoners, right? What did they say? And he's like, bro, we have lost every fucking battle.
What if to him is the barista?
Here?
Mm-hmm. This is
to him made the coffee?
Of nothing, but to him has made the coffee.
I like it.
He did the latte what was the latte art that he made for them? A little cannon.
No, it couldn't be. He wouldn't know about
army surplus.
To him's army surplus.
To him's army surplus, where they only sell cannons.
All cannons.
All cannons. All the time. Every cannon must go. Da, 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 da. Come on down to him's army surplus.
Oh, you're doing the soundboard music.
Yes. Going down.
You talk, I'll do it.
Come on down to Tim's army, surplus. We have coffee and cannons. Cannons and coffee. Every cannon must go. You can stick that cannon right up your butt.
All right.
Call now. 1-800 Army Surplus Cannons. This is too long for a phone number. To get your cannons and coffee today.
Really long extension.
Both things will make one hole explode. Coffee and cannons.
So.
We're still on this fucking chapter.
We're still on this chapter. I kind of want to call the episode Coffee and Cannons.
Both of them will make you explode out of a hole.
Yeah. There you go. Yep.
I hate us.
And the guy goes, I'll tell you one thing I know, Karede. Their commanders are very good. I bet they might even have conversations
Oh my God, I literally
about
was just...
what went wrong in the battle after something goes wrong. Unheard of on this side of the ocean. Their commanders are very, very good. Every man to face them has been fought off his feet. Outmaneuvered and outfought completely. And Karede's like, yeah, man, this White Tower-backed expeditionary strike force led by General Tom Maryland must be really incredible. I love Furic Karede. He's so close to being right, but he's so wrong. He's so close.
So wrong, it's funny, but he's so close, it's interesting. It's delightful. This is what we mean by be wrong gloriously.
It's great. I love. We're probably not gonna hit it today, but the chapter where he goes into the camp and he's like, "Bring me to Tom Maryland," and Tom is just there playing Go, and he's like, "Hello,"
and he's like,
"What?
What now?
How can I help you?"
I just want to retire. I just want to go play my harp by myself. That's Tom. He's like, I'm done with these damn kids.
Perhaps Tom Maryland's real name was Agelmar Jagad, or Gareth Bryn.
What?
He looked forward to meeting the man, not least to ask him how he had known she would be coming to Abu Dar. He might hide Suroth's involvement, but then again, he might not.
This is giving Old Man in Grendel's room.
On the heights, today's ally could be tomorrow's sacrifice.
Pepe Sylvia is Tom Maryland. Tom Maryland is Pepe Sylvia.
Except for the gardeners, the Death Watch guards were Dakoval to the Empress herself. Might she live forever, yet they lived on the heights.
Sir.
There must be some plan for finding them and pinning them. Are you in charge of it? And he's like, fuck no. God damn, I'm glad I'm not in charge of this. This is a shit show. Nah, man.
It's a shit show.
General Chison is bringing his entire army back through the Malvide Narrows. Apparently, the Terrasan Palace decided this was important enough to risk thrusts out of Mirandy or Andor, though from what I've heard, neither one is capable of striking at anyone at the moment. I just have to wait here until Chison arrives. We'll see a different result then, I think. More than half Chison's men will be veterans from home. And Karede is like, all right, cool, man. Well, you know what? We're gonna get one over on General Tom Maryland. Hold on.
What are you doing?
Hang on.
Blah, blah, blah,
No. We'll get one over on General Tom Maryland. He'll never see us coming. We know all of his these tricks.
We're gonna take him down.
He for sure is the guy, and I don't know what I'm saying.
Why did you quit? Don't quit.
He's gonna rue the day that he took his commission from the White Tower to kidnap the Empress's daughter on behalf of...
Which is definitely something that happened.
Suroth. This is goes all the way to the top.
It goes all the way to the top.
All right. Good.
And at the end of it, it's just, damn it. It's not Helen Mirren. It's the other one. Judi Dench whole time.
That's, no, that's James Bond.
I don't know my franchises.
Yeah. That music was Mission Impossible.
I understand
Judi
that.
Dench was Q.
What's
or something? M. She was M in James Bond. Bond?
Yeah,
we've done this exact conversation.
We have done this. You know what I'm determined not to ever know? What Bond's music is.
Petey has left. Petey hates James Bond.
Sick of us. I want everyone to know that that beautiful little himbo dog is sick of us.
The world is not enough, and it's just another
What's happening?
Singing different Bond themes.
What's happening?
You don't know the different Bond themes?
What's happening?
It's like Moonraker or something. I don't know. What else? What other ones is there? GoldenEye. There's a bunch of them.
I'm just picturing to him in
To
there.
him's the musical
Like, they're like, we're
accompaniment.
gonna find this Tom Maryland. He's like, Moonraker.
No, that's Goldfinger. Goldfinger. He loves only Goldfinger. You haven't seen Goldfinger? How have you not seen Goldfinger?
I don't know. Blame my father. He's the one who showed me all those movies.
I mean, they're very fun.
Oh, that was that. I'm just picturing to him just screaming
Goldfinger.
as he does his little like Sean Chan latte. Wait. Can this be a running, recurring thing with the Sean Chan? Is the dog of all just scream song lyrics for a fact? Whenever they do anything, one of their jobs is to just scream ambiance music.
Oh my god.
I see it though. Like they're
God.
like, it's not cool enough. The dog of all have to like scream at like song, like instrumental tracks every time.
Why do people listen to this? Oh my god. All right.
Because of the Goldfinger.
I don't remember who sings that one. They're all sung by different people.
I know the Adele one where it's like Skyfall. Da, da, da. I know that one. But because I like Adele.
You don't know this? This is Goldfinger.
No. I've seen like 1.5 Bond movies ever. I've seen the one with Daniel Craig and
There were
another
3 or
one with
4 of
Daniel
those.
Craig.
Okay,
But I saw like ones that were not in order, so I did not understand a
See, that's what it
fucking
sounds
thing
like.
that was happening.
Gold.
Ah. I see.
It's a good one. I really like the Sean Connery ones. The first I ever saw
Are we
was
doing a patron event where I just watch Bond movies?
the first one I ever saw was a Pierce Brosnan one, and most people hate Pierce Brosnan as Bond for some reason.
Why?
Like, I don't know. I think he's great.
That's so mean.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I know a lot of people are like, he's not as good as Sean Connery or Timothy whatever or the other one.
Shimothy?
No,
Did they
Timothy
do that
Chalamet
yet?
definitely was not.
Are they doing Timothy Shimothy as Bond?
No.
That's the next Bond. Timothy Shimothy.
Fuck. Who was it? We can't do this. All right. Sean Connery's great. They're all good. All the different actors do a very fine job.
I'm just now picturing Timothy Shimothy
Which for some reason is what we call
being,
Timothy
like,
Chalamet.
shaken, not stirred, and it just filled me with like a weird joy. He's too elven to be Bond.
Yeah, I get that.
Do you know what I mean? Like there's elvish boys and there's there's dwarf boys and there's human boys.
So you're doing the
I saw this on
fantasy-
TikTok.
There was this thing,
But this is very true.
where they were like it was a grid, and it was elf, dwarf, human,
No, elf, human, dwarf.
human, dwarf,
But then it was also the other axis.
prince,
was-
warrior, and something.
I think it was warrior, prince, king.
King. Okay.
Very different vibes.
But also, my favorite is the continuum from like fry cook to just the way that celebrity men tend to get categorized is what we're talking about.
Yes. Well, because because they were talking about how celebrity men age, and like a lot of people who start off as elf princes don't age into elf kings. Like the elf prince to elf king trajectory can be a little rocky.
So in this
it can
instance,
go in a different direction.
the trope categorization for Timothy Chalamet would be elf prince.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
He is
Can you
elf
give me an
prince.
example of an elf king?
The guy who plays Elrond.
Hugo Huggles Weaving?
Yeah.
Hugo Weaving? Okay.
Yeah, or Lucius Malfoy.
Oh, yeah.
He's got
Gortash.
elf.
Yeah.
They're pointy.
Him, I
They're
forgot his
pointy
name.
looking men, but
Yeah.
they're like men who are older than a Timothy Shimothy.
Sure.
You know, and then elf warrior would be, of course, Orlando Bloom.
He is literally an elf prince in that movie.
But he is elf warrior.
All right.
Because he's a little sturdier than a Timothy Shimothy.
Sure. Anyway, we've come very far afield, I think. As much as I am enjoying this. We are 42 minutes into the shortest chapter.
Prince Warrior King.
We'll look it up. We'll find out. It's some TikTok thing.
It was good, though, because they were talking about it in regards to Leonardo DiCaprio and how a lot of people were like, oh, he didn't age well or whatever. And regardless of your opinions about Leonardo DiCaprio, right? They were like, no, he just changed types.
Yeah.
He went from elf prince to dwarf king.
Yeah.
Those are different vibes.
Yeah.
He just went on a different axis.
Yeah. So Karede is like, thanks for the intel, motherfucker. I'm out. And he leaves and he goes back to Musenge and he's like, we head northeast for the Malvide Narrows. The lights shine on us that we arrive before the High Lady. If they did not, the pursuit would continue all the way to Tarvalin if necessary. The thought of turning back without the High Lady never occurred to him. If he had to bring her out of Tarvalin, he would. And that's
Goldfinger!
He's the man. The man.
The spy.
The Midas touch.
The spy and the fingers of gold.
Goldfinger is actually a pretty fun one, as I recall. We should watch some Bond movies. It's been a long time. The women have absurd names.
I did know this.
There is a movie with a woman named Pussy Galore.
I did know this.
Yeah. So
I do know about the women's names.
Oh yeah. Oh God. There's a movie where
we have aged out of that, haven't we? Or is that still a thing with the Daniel Craig movies?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't recall.
There's one of them where it's a Brosnan one. I forget which one. The Bond girl's name, as the term is used, is Dr. Christmas. And do you know the only fucking reason they call her Dr. Christmas?
Why?
Is so that in the tag at the end of the movie, Pierce Brosnan can say, I guess it's not true. Christmas really does come more than once a year. You thought that was quite funny.
Could they say that back then?
Yeah. It was the 90s. Are you kidding? You've seen 80s movies. 80s movies were just like, and now we're going to stop down the film for 25 minutes of gratuitous fucking.
The amount of effort that it took, because you were
drinking water when I said that. That was badly done.
That was badly timed because I had drunk some water, and the amount of effort it took to hold that water and keep myself from spitting all over this microphone was valorous. And that is the end of chapter 34.
All right, we're back. I've looked up a bunch of names of Bond girls because I was trying to remember how wild they can get. Kissy Suzuki, Honey Rider, Pussy Galore, Octopussy is...
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Xenia Onatop.
Anya Amasova.
Not all of them are...
I'm just seeing.
Yeah. Mary Goodnight.
Holly Goodhead.
Holly Goodhead, yeah.
Oh my God. Mayday.
Anyway. Chapter 35, Allie. The importance of dial-in. That's the logo. What is that?
It's a Lion of Andor, Gus.
What do you see about its finger?
What?
It's a gold finger.
I fucking hate you. I should have seen that coming.
Do you have notes for
I was
chapter?
Like, what? Is it because now Elayne is in charge? There's like a new finger or something?
No, I'm just being an asshole.
Of course.
Do you have notes for chapter 35?
I do. Hold on. You know what's so fun about these is I never know what stupid shit we're going to be doing.
That's the best part, in my opinion.
Like, I'll go oh yeah, we're going to really laugh about this. And then we don't talk about that at all. And we just start singing Goldfinger over and over again.
He's the man. The man with the Midas touch.
Beneath the breast spotted. Vituperative is such a good word. And I feel like we've talked about this before.
A spider's touch. Such a cold finger beckons you to enter his web of sin. And then my favorite lyric ever, but don't go in.
In where?
To his web of sin.
Oh, do not go into his web of sin.
We're really mixing our metaphors here. The Midas touch, a spider's touch.
Is he good or bad?
Oh, he's bad.
Oh, he's bad.
He's a bad guy.
Okay. I would have thought he was good. I don't know. Vituperative, though. We talked about this word before.
Yeah.
And I keep remarking upon it.
The second verse goes, he loves only gold, only gold. He loves gold. He loves only gold, only gold. He loves gold. The singer, by the way, does a phenomenal job. I don't mean to joke about Shirley Bassey.
He love? What does he love?
He loves only gold. Finger.
I just wanted have a night where I just listen to you imitate.
He's the man.
Old Hollywood singers.
The man with the Midas touch.
The Midas.
I've changed keys 15 times.
I don't care. I'm so happy. Okay. Ew, this woman just licked Elayne's pee.
Yes.
What? Robert, some research is inside research.
But here's the thing. This woman is also beaten roundly about the head and shoulders everybody who said that Elayne could only have weak broth. So look.
I'm split.
Is she doing some shit? Yeah. Okay.
It's complex for me.
Yeah.
Because the pee licking is I'm like, is this the best way we have? We should get our best people on figuring that out. How to spot the differences in the pee without having to lick it.
Coloration, if it's gold.
If I saw someone lick my pee.
Nah.
In front of me.
Nah. All right, moving on.
Guys.
No.
It's a daily occurrence, guys. They said it's a daily.
This woman sniffs and yes, I know.
He's out here licking pee.
Listen, we're going to keep going.
We are not going to keep going. You could almost say she has a gold finger. And then I just wrote, bingo!
You did get a bingor.
Fuck yeah. I feel like Mushu in Mulan. My little baby's out here ruling people. I love it.
She did it.
She's out here ruling people.
Yeah. Took her a couple books, but she done did it.
Yeah. My girls are really killing it lately.
Took her what? She started this in book 8.
Egwene is becoming the head of the White Tower. Elayne is becoming head of Andor. Nynaeve's getting railed.
On the reg.
No, I'm just kidding. Before anyone starts typing. No, she saved her husband's ass. The girls are making good. They are doing the thing. Okay. And that's it. That's all I got.
Chapter 35, The Importance of Dialin.
The importance of being Dylan?
They want safe conduct, Elayne said incredulously. To enter Camelin. And the guy's
so they can make you queen.
Yeah, well, what's the implication here?
That they might attack from the within? I know.
Well, the implication is they don't trust me.
Oh. Well, what if you decide to get vengeful?
Mm-hmm. So Jared Sarand got out. He took a bunch of dudes with him, so he might still cause problems later.
Damn it. And then there's that, what's her name? Elayne.
Elayne is a pain.
I mean, she seemed okay, but Elayne was like, I'm going to have problems with her.
Why do they wish to speak with me? She managed to keep Brigitta's
to
irritation
make you
from
the
tinging her voice.
queen.
And he's like, I don't fucking know. I'm a messenger. Holy shit. Goddamn. Ease up.
Stop yelling at me. I'm very sensitive.
And so she writes them.
My name is to him.
He gets around.
Uh-huh.
So she writes them a safe conduct letter. He leaves. Elayne is having mood swings because Babby.
Yes. She's having a hard time.
She turns to Dylan and goes, Are you certain that you don't want to be queen, Dylan? Luan and that lot would stand for you in a heartbeat. And if I stand for you, those who've stood for me will stand with me. And Dylan is like, no, fuck that. Responsibilities? No, God, absolutely not. I hate that idea. No fucking way. Please no. I don't also you're still here. So we should let it go to you. This is fucking stupid.
Elayne, we came this far. What are you doing? Though also mood. I wouldn't want to be queen either.
Mind, had you died before returning to Camelin and making your claim, I would have entered my own, but the simple truth is, you'll make a better ruler than I would. Better for Andor. In part, that's because of your connection to the Dragon Reborn, but in large part...
If you know what I mean.
Dylan's raised eyebrow invited Elayne to expound on that connection.
You know what I mean.
It's you yourself. I watched you grow up, and by the time you were 15, I knew you'd be a good queen.
And I thought that freshman would make a really good queen.
Perhaps as good as Andor has ever had. Praise
that
from...
ninth grader, she's got what it takes
praise from...
to run a country.
Praise from Dylan was like praise from her mother. Never grudging, but never given, unless she felt it was deserved.
I believe the children are our future. That's Dylan.
What's the situation? This is a lot has changed with spies. What's changed with spies?
They know where they are. They know who they are, and they're like, we're gonna spy back. We're spying also.
They've accepted spies as a... Yeah, actually, it would have been more appropriate for us to make all the James Bond jokes now, but there you go.
It's always appropriate.
It's true.
To make all kinds of bondage jokes. What? Continuing on.
So, they're all chill with spies now, and they've accepted the fact that they need to have spies and let other people spy on them and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's meetings and, meetings.
I would simply pass away.
The prisoners are
this many meetings.
Still being closed now, I fear, Nori said. The dark friend Aes Sedai, I mean, my lady, and the other two, very closed now, except for, invective. Melar is the worst with that, shouting about what he intends to do to the women who arrested him. Denny had taken her instructions literally. The guardswomen had pummeled Melar severely, leaving him a mass of bruises from head to foot. Fuck yeah, get him.
Yeah.
But the Aes Sedai can be quite...
Hit him again. Wait, so they beat up David Hamlin?
They beat the shit out of him.
Why did they do this?
Because Elayne was like, arrest him and, take him in hand. And they were like, oh, hell yeah, we'll take him in hand.
Oh, good.
We're going to beat the fucking hell out of him.
Was it all the lady guards that got to beat him up?
Yeah.
Yes! Good. Why was that not on camera, Jim? Why are you doing this to me specifically?
But the Aes Sedai can be quite vituperative as well. I fear it may be necessary to put them to the question if we hope to learn anything useful. Don't call them Aes Sedai.
The best feeling in the world is when you use a word and everyone stops the conversation to be like, good word.
Happened yesterday. To a friend of ours, we were in a conversation and they called something risible.
I was so jealous of them in that moment.
It was a great moment.
That's a great word.
We stopped the conversation and said, that is such a good word.
Wow.
Risible meaning essentially deserving of ridicule.
Yeah, it was a great word. I know. It's happened to me a couple times and it sustains me.
So Elayne goes, ask the Lady Sylvace for the use of her secretary. I suspect he's no such thing. And Nori is like, yeah, it's kind of fucked up that she keeps a private torturer. That might not be the best idea, but okay.
Yeah, they're not wrong. It's a worrisome time.
So then she has her daily check-in with the midwife doctor who has forced people to let her eat food, and for that we love her.
Lady P. Liquor?
Yeah. Melfane. Melfane Dawlish.
Melfina, drink your pee.
So they come in, they're getting ready to come in, all the people are going to come talk to her. I mean, I'm just kind of narrating at this point. Do you have anything you want to bring up specifically?
Other than the lady.
Yeah. Other than Dawlish P. Liquor.
I'm sorry, I found that moment to be risible.
Oh, interesting. Good use.
Thank you. Sustains me.
So just get ready for this meeting. She's got all the kids who are supporting her and a few of the other high lords and ladies that are supporting her. Ladies, yeah. And And Dylan goes, Elorian may well be provocative, Elayne. And Elayne is like, I'll be fine. Whatever. Everybody else chill out. Connell, because like some of the young lordlets who support her keep on like trying to kill people who speak poorly of her.
And it starts to make sense seeing the other high school freshmen why Elayne seems to stand out so much from the crowd.
We also glossed over the fact that they put out death warrants on all of the turncoat fucking mercenaries, which is cool. Anyway.
I mean, yeah, we can't stand for that.
Kathleen goes, if she tries to goad us, why should we bite our tongues? I've never allowed anyone to poke at me and walk away unscathed.
Are those mercenaries going to bite us in the ass later?
Oh, maybe.
I'm concerned about that. We'll keep an eye on it.
So they come in, and we get a full page of description of their clothes. And Elayne goes, at least you're not sitting on the throne I half expected you to be.
Who, Elayne?
Elayne says that to Elayne.
That's rude.
Because Elayne is here to talk shit and not get hit. That is her only objective in this meeting. Talk shit, don't get hit.
Elayne, she comes in and she's like, I'm Lady Whistledown.
Kind of. I have no right to sit on the throne, Elayne. Yet. If you're waiting for Deneen to make your 10, you'll have a long wait.
Give
Deneen
me
spent the
a
last
quarter
succession visiting
of an hour.
her manors she never declared for anyone. So, Elayne goes, I see you've gathered most of your support among the children and Aramella's leavings. And Elayne is like, okay.
Isn't that how it works?
Why are you guys here?
You silly bint.
You must have had a reason for asking this meeting. If it was merely to offer insults. And why are they here?
To be silly bints, mostly. Well, they're there to grill her.
Kind of.
They're doing a good old-fashioned grilling.
Yeah. It's
a barbecue of Elayne.
Luan goes, we've come to ask for a truce, Elayne. A truce? Are we at war, Luan? Has someone declared for the throne that I haven't heard of? And they all look at Dial and she's like, oh my god, you guys, stop. I'm not gonna do it. Holy shit.
Everyone's like, I mean, unless... No,
Fools.
I mean...
I told you and you wouldn't believe me. Perhaps you'll believe this. When Sylvace, Karende, and Lear sent their proclamations of support, I sent my own. Paravan stands for Trakand, and soon the whole of Andor will know it soon enough. So what are they asking for truce about?
This girl was a remarkable freshman.
Give me a rundown on this truce.
So...
And what they grill her on.
Basically, they ask her... I know they ask her about the Ashman, and what she's going to do about that.
Yep.
And she's like, nothing.
Yeah, what the fuck do you want me to do about that?
I'm going to go patrol and, keep an eye on them. And provided that they don't fuck around, then they won't find out. But before that, there's another thing. Oh, what are you going to do about the Borderlanders? And she's like, I let them march through Andor.
Yeah.
And they were like, what? Why? And she said, they told me they were looking for the Dragon Reborn.
Mm-hmm.
And I could either let them go through peacefully and have people keep an eye on them and have them pay our farmers for food and stuff, which they've been doing, or I could try to stop them and actually start a international incident.
Yeah.
What would you rather have me do?
Yeah, so after about 3 minutes of conversation total, they're like, well, that works for me. You're queen now.
Checks out.
Hell yeah.
All hail.
Everyone but Elayne.
Yeah. And then Elayne's like, you're not going to be able to hide out in your house forever.
Yeah.
Like, the last battle's coming.
So we go.
News flash. And she goes, I will ride with the Lion of Andor when the last battle comes. And Elayne's like, okay, but you did not say Elayne Trakand, Lion of Andor. You said Lion of Andor. What does that mean? And that's living in her brain.
She goes,
Sans rent.
She gives their answers and it goes, Pendar stands for Trakand and Norelwyn stands for Trakand, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, oh, fuck, nice. I win. And Dylan goes, the more who stand for her, the better for Andor. And
I was expecting you to join me in the wave.
Woo!
Okay, we had to do it at the same time. Okay, ready?
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of got in my break there. That was a bummer. Everybody declares for her.
I really appreciate you participating in this.
Except for Elayne. Elayne goes, she has the throne. The rest is fluff and feathers. And Elayne's like,
she's not wrong.
I mean, do y'all want, like, soup? You want, like a...
I got some Campbell's warming in the back.
I have my own cooks, Elayne replied. As soon as the rain stops, I'll be leaving for Sheldon. I've been away too long. And as you say, everything that happened happens.
I've got my own cooks. Ooh, fancy pants, Rich McGee over here. Fuck you.
Nearly half her support was suspect one way or another. Jared Sarand was still on the loose with a not inconsiderable force, and she would have trouble from Elayne eventually. It was never this way in stories. In stories, everything was always wrapped up neatly by the end. Real life was much messier.
Robert is winking.
Still, she had the throne at last. There was still the coronation, but that was a formality now. As she led the procession from the Grand Hall, chatting with Luan and Pelivar, thunder rolled overhead like martial drums beating the march for Tarman Gaiden. How long before Andor's banners had to march to the last battle? And that's the end of chapter 35. We're going to cut it there because I want to spend a whole hour after this talking about the exciting resolutions that come up next. So we're going to do that next time. Unless we do episode 8 next time. One or the other. Thanks for listening, everybody. We have social media if you want to know what we've got going on. It's linked down below. We also have a Patreon if you want to support us that way. It's patreon.com/wheeltakes. You can always leave us a rating or a review if you want, which helps a lot. And there's merch, too. Other than that, anything else, Sally?
Goldfinger.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Goldfinger.